Alright, welcome again guys to another video. In today's video we're going to talk about how to reverse or to get rid of totally type 2 diabetes. We're going to look at type 2 diabetes because a lot of persons are suffering from this disease and it is becoming now the #1 killer in the world, especially among the black community. And this doesn't have to be that way. Alright, it is a disease that is a lifestyle related disease, and it can actually be reversed and reversed totally. But a lot of persons are not aware. Once they go to the doctor, they get diagnosed, they feel like they have to be taking insulin or they have to be taking a pill for the rest of their life, and that is not the case. So remember, in today's video we're going to talk about how to reverse type 2 diabetes. By the way, my name is Untitled. I own and operate this channel. Alright, this channel really started to help people with general home and garden fixes, but of course, as I said, home, stress on home, anything relating to the home is going to be included in the, on this channel. Alright, so your health is the #1 thing. Alright, and we talk about this channel also is about family. It is family oriented, and I realize that a lot of persons, right, are suffering from this disease. It is breaking families apart. Right, sometimes you have the father who is the breadwinner, he suffer from diabetes, he stop work, and of course, you know, the family as we know it is ruined. So this video, remember, is to actually help you. And if you know anybody that is suffering from type 2 diabetes, please share this link with them so they can be helped. Okay, thank you very much. All right, so before I go into it, let me tell you what the term diabetes means. All right, according to the Oxford Dictionary, diabetes is a disease in which the body's ability to produce or respond to the hormone insulin is impaired. Right, that means it's not working properly, resulting in an abnormal metabolism of carbohydrates and elevated levels of glucose in the blood. So in simple terms, what this is your body can really angle sugar again, as it does in simple terms, right? Or let us just say glucose. And of course, you know that glucose, the main importance of glucose in the body is for energy, right? So when you eat the food like piece of yam, for argument's sake, it has to be digested, converted from starch into glucose, go in the blood, store in the muscle for energy. That's how the body gets its energy. All right. So when you have diabetes, is that process is impaired, it's not working properly. All right. And I believe that information is the key. If you don't have information, you're not going to make good decision. All right. And there's a saying that the lack of information leads to superstitious behavior. Okay. So this channel is aimed to give you information and reliable information that you can trust. All right. So here I have a little schematic of the digestive system. Of course, it starts at the mouth. I'm just going to work a rundown. It starts at the mouth and it ends at the anus. All right. So if you follow right through, it's called the alimentary canal. All right. So again, mouth. Then this will be the esophagus. This runs down in your neck. The tube that runs in your neck. It empties into the stomach. And around the stomach, you can see these essential organs. I put them in red. You have the pancreas, and you have the pancreas over here and the liver over here. And then just below the stomach, it empties into the small intestine, right? And this is where all of your nutrients is absorbed. And then you come to this large intestine, and of course through the anus. All right. So again, starts at the mouth, end at the anus. These are those muscle cells that I draw, and later on you will realize the importance of these muscle cells. All right. All right. So I'm just going to show you what is going to happen when you eat normally. When a person without diabetes eat, what happened? Say for example, you eat 2 fried dumplings this morning and an egg, or eat some overnight chicken, 2 fried dumplings and a cup of tea. So you put that in the mouth. That is true. That is sent down into the stomach. Digestion occurs here in the stomach, right? And digestion is just the breaking down of the food. Notice how I draw these food particles larger compared to these, because these food particles are digested. They are properly broken down compared to this that is not yet, or that is partially digested or partially broken down. All right. So food moves into the mouth. It is chewed. It is swallowed. It goes into the stomach. The stomach produces acids and so forth and enzymes that is going to help to digest the food. All right. We're just looking at the carbohydrate now, the dumpling. So first, the dumpling is going to be digested. It's going to break down from the starch into what we call glucose. And glucose is just a simpler version of starch, right? So, sorry, I don't have a piece of paper. All right, let me use this. All right, so I'm going to use this. Say this is the dumpling. This will be the starch molecule in the dumpling. Now, this can go in your bloodstream. The starch molecule can go in your bloodstream. It has to be digested. So what digestion do is actually to break it down like this. It breaks them up into smaller pieces, right? And these smaller pieces now, they are not called starch anymore. They are called what? Glucose. And these are what is going to go in your blood. Remember we said the other day, the other video we talked about that the gut is semi-permeable. This is too big to go across the gut lining. This starch. So when you eat starch, it doesn't go in your blood as starch. It goes in your blood as glucose. Right? Alright. Hope that helps. So we're here. The dumpling is going to break down from starch into glucose, into these molecules. And these molecules are going to be absorbed into the blood. Smith have it right here, so. Right? And I also said that this is the bloodstream. And by the way, let me just go through this. A mature human being have around 1.3 gallon of blood. Alright? Let's say that again. A mature human being have about 1.3 gallon of blood. That is all the blood in your body. And in that whole 1.3 gallon is only 1 teaspoon. I'll show you a teaspoon. A teaspoon is a little bit like this, maybe a little smaller. It's only 1 teaspoon of sugar in all of that blood. 1 teaspoon of sugar in all of that blood. And that sugar is in the form of glucose. So everybody knowing what is a gallon. If you don't know what's a gallon, we don't have a gallon buckle right that's enough to show you. But at them big buckle where, you know, let me see if I have none. No, we don't have any nearby now. Alright? But if you don't know what a gallon, go and research it. It's 1.3 gallon, and in that 1.3 gallon of blood, you have 1 teaspoon of sugar in the form of glucose in your blood. So can you imagine when you eat or drink some of these sugary beverages with 6 and 7 and 8 and 10 teaspoons of sugar? Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in your blood. And all of that sugar in your blood, what do you think that sugar is going to do? It is going to cause chaos in your blood, because your blood not supposed to be having no more than a teaspoon of sugar in all of that blood. Alright? Sugar is important in the form of glucose, but it can kill you. An over amount of sugar can kill you. Alright? And that, so for example, you have 1 now. That means you're a healthy human being and you get 2 and 3 and 4. And all of this sugar remains in your blood. It can kill you. Instantly, you become diabetic. Alright? That's how important it is. So, when this sugar when this dumpling is metabolized or digested, it then passes into the small intestine. And the small intestine now is where you have the villi, right? And those villi connect directly to the blood vessels, right? And the nutrient glucose is absorbed. It goes into your blood. See there? So I talk about the bloodstream with 1.3 gallon of blood. It goes into your bloodstream. So these little dots represent the sugar or the glucose particles into your blood. So right now, those 2 dumplings or those 3 dumplings that you eat is properly digested, and all of the starch is broken down into glucose, and it's now in your blood. Now the question, where does it go when it goes in your blood? Remember, you know, 1 teaspoon of sugar you need to have. So the body is so smart, right? It is so smart that these sugary particles, these glucose particles, need to go somewhere. Because remember now, the blood sugar, if you should get a blood glucose meter and check your blood sugar say 1 hour, 2 hours after you eat, it will be very high. The glucose will be very high. Those persons who are diabetic, you know what I'm talking about. You test your sugar just after you eat. Your blood sugar will be very high. So it needs to go down. In a normal person who, let's say normal, because everybody is normal, but in a person that doesn't have diabetes, what will happen is that this little organ here, over here, the pancreas, is going to produce an hormone called insulin. And insulin, as you can see, the pancreas is directly linked to the bloodstream. It is directly linked to the bloodstream. So this little organ will trigger the release of insulin, and insulin will rush into the blood Some insulin is now in the bloodstream. And as I always say, insulin is like a key. It's like a key. And these insulin receptor cells on your muscle, these are muscle cells now, in your hand, in your bottom, wherever, because you have hundreds and thousands of millions of muscle cells and muscle tissues around the body. So these are muscle tissues that have like the lock, and insulin would be the key. So when the insulin rushes into your bloodstream, it is going to unlock the insulin receptor cells. It is going to unlock the insulin receptor cells in your muscles so that the sugar can rush in and stored. Now what will happen? Look what happening now. In a normal, or in a keep saying normal, but in a person without diabetes, all of the sugar is stored in muscle, right? Or most of the sugar is stored in muscle, and you have a small amount of sugar within your blood because you need this sugar within your blood. This 1 teaspoon of sugar that is in your blood, you need it, right? That is where you get emergency energy from. So you want to run, I'm talking now, this is the energy that I'm using. I am not using the sugar in my muscle for any energy right now, unless I am running like Usain Bolt, where you have to have a lot of stored, you call it glycogen in the muscle. So I am using sugar within my blood now. But as soon as sugar within your blood low, sugar in the muscle is released, or in the liver, because the liver stores sugar as well as glycogen. So this is what happens in a healthy human being, right, who don't have diabetes. The pancreas produces the insulin, which is like a key, and the insulin receptor cells on the muscle open, take the sugar in and store it. Now, a person with diabetes over here, the insulin is still produced because their pancreas is still working. So the insulin is still produced, but the receptor cells in their muscles become resistant to insulin. Let me repeat. The receptor cells in their muscles become resistant to insulin. It's like, let me give you like an analogy. It's like you live somewhere, and every time the Jehovah's Witness then come, every day then come and bada. After a while, you have to lock your door. You have to lock your door, and you're not going to answer to them anymore. That is what happened in a person who is insulin resistant, because they are eating a lot of sugar. So every time the high levels of glucose come into their cell, it causes their pancreas to produce more insulin until the cell does say, "Choya man, we become resistant to this now, and it don't work anymore." So we say that now the system now, the metabolism is impaired, it don't work anymore. They are insulin resistant, or we're not going to say it don't work anymore, but it takes the pancreas now have to be overcompensating now, producing a whole lot of pancreatic fluid, which is called insulin. I produce a whole lot of insulin to get similar result. So these persons are insulin resistant. So what happened? The sugar remains in the blood. As you can see over here, most of the sugar is in the muscle. Over here, the sugar remains in the blood, because right here so is the bloodstream. This white part is the bloodstream, and this person becomes diagnosed with diabetes, or get how we call high blood sugar. So if a person like this should take their blood sugar or glucose test, it will show high. Alright? It doesn't mean that they don't have sugar in their system, it will show high. And a person like this will always lose muscle, because since no sugar cannot go in their muscle, there's no glucose to go in the muscle, and we know the importance of glucose is to repair the cell, give the cell energy, you know what I'm saying, to keep healthy and all that. And the blood needs to go inside of the cells to take out impurities and clean up the system. This person now is sick because their muscle is weak, is deteriorating, starved, lacking of the essential energy. But it is not because they are not getting enough glucose but the glucose cannot end up in the muscle. Understand? So remember, just a recap. 1.3 gallon of blood in an adult human being, and in all of that you only need 1 teaspoon of blood, a glucose. Any more than this and you become diabetic. Any more than this and it stays in the blood, rather, you become diabetic. This sugar needs to go and store in muscle. What preventing it? Insulin resistant. Alright, so the thing now, you're going to ask me, how you going to solve this now, sir, map? Alright. A person with diabetes, you need to change your diet. You see it? Simple as that. Doctor, when you go to doctor now will tell you this, Many doctors not even know how this work. They just tell you say you have diabetes. They don't know. I mean, I'm not a doctor. Or if they know, they're not telling you. They're being disingenuous. Because diabetes is a big business. You have the diabetes Canada, diabetes England, the UK, diabetes America, diabetes Australia, diabetes Jamaica. And you never hear them diabetes Jamaica put a schematic like this. I'm probably not going to use even this video to teach people how the thing works, because as I said, if you don't have information, you're going dead. Because information is the key. Alright? So how you're going to get, remember, people with type 2 diabetes, their pancreas is working. So how you go to the doctor and the doctor will give you more insulin, and your pancreas are working and produce more insulin in the first place. You'll kill yourself. So a person with type 2 diabetes don't even need to be taking insulin unless their pancreas is not working, because if your pancreas overwork for a period of time, it will burn out. The pancreatic cells will burn out and it's not going to produce an amount of insulin. So in that case, this person no longer have type 2 diabetes now, but they have type 1. So type 2 can lead to type 1, and maybe differentiate the two of them now. Type 1 diabetes is when your pancreas don't work none at all. So you can born with type 1 diabetes. This don't work none at all, so you don't produce any insulin. So there is no insulin to put the sugar in the muscle, so therefore automatically your sugar remain high. That is type 1. However, type 2 is when you are producing enough insulin, but your cells, your receptor cells, becomes resistant. That is why type 2 diabetes is called insulin resistant. Another name for it is insulin resistant. Alright? So how do you get rid of this now? As I said, change your diet. Cut out starchy food, basically. That's where you need to start. Because, look on it, if there is no starchy food or sugary food in your diet, there can be no sugar in your blood. And so therefore, over time your body will repair. Then you're going to ask me, sir, Mark, then your body will survive if sugar give glucose, and glucose need energy for breakdown. Alright, you're going to change, remember this, carbs. You're going to change carbs for healthy fats. Simple. Fat, when enough people don't know. Over the years, they tell you, oh, fat is bad. Yes, fat can be bad, because you have bad fat and you have good fat. And they tell you how important, even when you look at the food pyramid, carbohydrate is the largest down at the bottom of the food pyramid. It is the base of the food pyramid, because I'm going to go eating 6 dumplings and 3 pieces of bread in the morning and that. Look here, there's nothing called an essential carbohydrate. And if you don't believe me, research it for yourself. You can replace your carbohydrates using healthy fats such as avocado, coconut, certain fatty fish like sardine, and where's the next one, the name? Mackerel, tuna. Those are healthy fats. And fat, the body have a way of switching. We call it ketosis. Switching from using glucose as its energy to using fat. Let me say that. The body have a way of switching from using glucose as its energy, as its main source of energy, to use fat. Even your brain can use fat. We call it ketosis. But you can't do the diet here sudden. So you can't come off a starch and just switch over. You have to do it gradually. And this is where you should get your health professional to tell you more about the ketosis diet. Or you can go and read about, because everything online now, more about the ketosis diet. Try it. What you have to lose? You don't have nothing to lose. So that's one way. Try the ketosis diet. Try to switch your main source of energy from carbs, or minimize your carbohydrate, and eat more healthy fats. Alright? That's 1. 2. Fasting. You see, when you fast, what you do is that you allow your body to repair itself, to regenerate. That is why fasting, even in religion, you talk about Jesus Christ who fast, who didn't eat for 40 days and 40 nights. Those persons know the story can write down in the comment section. But fasting is important. Some Christians, they fast. In certain religion, it is mandatory for you to fast. When you fast, you allow your body, right? Because most of the time, as I said, you're insulin resistant because you're putting too much sugar. It's like this is a door, and you just overload with sugar. Like the postman come and deliver every day. After a while, you go just like a gate. So that is it. Cut down on your food intake. Fast. Meditate. Drink a lot of water. Flush the system out. Change your diet. Lower your carbohydrate intake. Because you don't know, get up on a man and eat 4 slices of bread and you're not going to cut cane. Remember, 1.3 gallon of blood in your body and 1 teaspoon of sugar you need. So we are eat so much something. But even the children them at school, them a drink 4, 5, 6 soda a day, and each soda contain all 11 teaspoons of sugar. 11 of this, you know, one soda, you know, 11, you know, and one of this you need in your blood. So you're talking about 10 spoon of sugar that's a flow around in your blood, a store in your muscle and store in your liver. And this is where now, when you have excess glycogen stored in the liver, some of it can convert from actually sugar into fat, and you become with fatty liver, and you get fat down in your digestive system, and you have a big gut in front of you. So lower your carbohydrate intake, increase the fat. Fast. Eat a lot of roughage. Understand? And no, take no insulin, because when you have type 2 diabetes, it's not that your pancreas is not producing. Your pancreas is producing way too much insulin in the first place. So when you go take more insulin, more problem you cause. You're only going to become more insulin resistant, to the point where your pancreas can burn out and stop work. Because if the pancreas is working, you know what you want to, I already said the pancreas is dying. It's working, but cells in it is dying. What you need to do is to eat food that repair your pancreas. You don't want an external source of insulin, because after a while the body will stop producing insulin. If you start giving your body insulin, after a while the body stop producing insulin, you know, and your pancreas shut down, and you don't want that, because you're going to live on insulin for the rest of your life, like a type 1 diabetes case. So you don't want that. So try the ketogenic diet, right, where you replace gradually over time your carbohydrate with healthy fats, right? Increase your green leafy vegetable like your kale, your collard, your spinach, those, because those are the essential nutrients that is going to repair all of this. Because remember, you know, you never born with this, you know, over time this develop, you know, and over time this develop because of what you are eating in the first place, or where you did eat. So you can reverse this. All of this can be reversed if you just change your diet. And by changing that, I mean lower your carbohydrate intake, cut out the bread, the biscuit, the bulla, the bun. You can't say that people with diabetes and they might eat bread. And most of those are simple sugars, where them now will take no whole heap of time in your digestive system to break down, just going to go bloop straight into the bloodstream, add to the problem of high sugar in your blood. Alright, so lower your carbohydrate intake, heighten your vegetable and your fat, your healthy fats. Over the years, I'm not coconut oil, and coconut oil is this and that. But our grandparents grew up on it and they never have diabetes. Replace it with healthy fats. Use your fat as a source of energy, because fat can be used as a source of energy, not only carbohydrate, because I said carbohydrate have to break down to give glucose. Fat can break down to give you fatty acids, and those fatty acids can be used because they have something called ketones, and ketones are energy filled, energy dense, that the body can use instead of using, or convert ketones into glucose instead of using an external source. So if this system is impaired, help your body to repair it. Alright? So this is it, guys. And this is the reason why people with diabetes, after a while, they have to get their foot cut, their leg cut off, their hand to get amputated and stuff, because the body cannot carry nutrition to the blood, to the cells anymore, especially in the extremities of your body. Right? Your foot, your fingers and stuff, those places suffer. Alright? Because the body is not taking nutrition to this. So you get a cut there, the body have to, you know, the body have to take blood to those sites, right, to develop antibodies, phagocytes and lymphocytes and so forth, and repair those cells, right? And if that is not taking place, then that becomes necrotic, or necrosis develop, where the tissue die. And if the tissue die and it is not repairing, then you have to amputate it, because it will have a secondary infection, right? So that is it, guys. Remember now, try the ketogenic diet, try fasting, try changing your diet. Even if you're not going to go straight into ketogenic diet, changing that by reducing the amount of carbohydrate. It is as simple as that. And next thing that you must cut out, persons with diabetes, not to drink, because your body see alcohol as sugar. Alcohol is metabolized in the similar way as sugar. Understand me? So don't drink. Cut out drinking. Cut out smoking if you're a smoker, because the smoking is going to block up your lungs. Your lungs is not going to get enough oxygen and all these things, and it's going to just compound the problem. So cut out smoking, cut out the drinking. Alright? Change your diet. Exercise, very importantly. to exercise. People, remember, in your muscle, the sugar needs to go. So when you exercise and you do muscle building, what you're doing, you're repairing those muscle cells. And when they repair and repair their entire structure and integrity. So exercise by doing, I'm not tell us we're going to run marathon now because that is destructive to your body, because remember your body is already in a depressed state. But do slight weightlifting. Increase your fat intake, your healthy fat intake. Increase your water, your clean water. Increase your leafy vegetables. Right? You go tell me say you need 6 to 8 cups of leafy vegetables every day. A person with diabetes to reverse this. You can't eat so much leaf. So what you do? Blend it. Blend. Go back to blending. Right? Because 8 cups blended is small. Very, very small. And when you small it, when you blend it reduces the volume. Right? The surface area of it, so it don't sound bulky. And you can help yourself, guys. You don't have to go to the doctor and be taking these medicines. And if you're a man, remember, when you have diabetes, some of the side effects, some of the things, remember now, if the system is affected, the whole circulatory system, and the blood is not working and it's not carrying the nutrition to your body, and your body is not functioning, then it's going to affect your heart, it's going to affect your liver afterwards, so you're going to have liver problem, you're going to have pancreatic problem, you're going to have gallbladder problem, you're going to have kidney problem. All started with diabetes, and that's why I always say diabetes is the gateway for all of the sickness. Because so diabetes have a problem in your gut. So when this is not working, every other thing, you develop high blood pressure, you develop this. And men, impotence. I mean, when you're a young man in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you don't want to be impotent where the thing is not working. And I'm going to do another video on that, because I realize that now a lot of young boys, they are drinking, they are smoking, they are indulging in drugs, all type of things, and they are becoming impotent in their 20s, 30s, and it all have to do with lifestyle. So I'm just going to recap again. Digestion is a process by which food is broken down into the stomach or in the alimentary canal and absorbed in the small intestine into the bloodstream, right? When starch is metabolized, it breaks down to form glucose, or when starch is digested, rather, it breaks down to form glucose, and glucose then goes into the bloodstream where it needs to be removed and lowered to just 1 teaspoon. That process occurs where the pancreas produces insulin, send the insulin to the blood. The insulin is like a key that opens the insulin receptor cells in the muscles, storing the glucose in the muscles where it's supposed to store. A person with diabetes, that don't happen. So it remains in the blood and you become high blood sugar, or you become diabetic. Alright? And this case where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tablespoon or teaspoon of sugar in your blood is dangerous. It can kill you. You can go into coma, diabetic coma, and dead. So that needs to be reversed. And the only way you're going to reverse this is by changing your diet. Right? And remember, try the ketogenic diet, where you have to lose. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, if you have any body in your family, and you don't have to have diabetes to watch a video, because a lot of persons are pre-diabetic and they don't know. Pre-diabetic means that your blood sugar is high, but high enough for you to be considered a diabetic. So if you have these black whale spot right around your neck, right? You know what I'm talking about? Those black ear around your neck. You may be pre-diabetic. If you have tingling in your finger and your toes, you may be pre-diabetic. And men especially, boys, young boys, or young men, let me say young men. Check up yourself, man. So the woman them a beat with. The woman them a go to the doctor and them a get checked. Men, when last you go to the doctor and get checked up? Get a insulin, a blood sugar test. Get a pressure test. Blood pressure test. When last you go to the dentist? Check up on yourself, guys. May God go with you. Thank you very much. Like the video if you like it in the comments and comment in the comment section. Let me know what is happening. Let me know if this help you. Alright? And if anything that you need to add it down in the comment section so this can help people. We pin it at the top so people can be helped. Big up on yourself.